Back in the days of iPhones having home buttons and iPads having mute switches, Apple had their very own YouTube app. Now, it seems kind of crazy that because YouTube is owned by Google, Apple and Google work together to make their very own built-in default YouTube app for iOS. It's kind of strange, and now that's no longer a thing, but iOS 5 and earlier came with YouTube pre-installed. Apple made their very own app for YouTube so you could watch videos on your iPhone or iPad. It's since been removed, and now you have to go to the App Store to get it. But I have got an iPad 2 right here, running iOS 5. We're going to be taking a look at the original YouTube app and seeing if it's any good and what it's like. So iOS 5 came out 7 years ago, and that was the last version that YouTube came pre-installed on the iPad. So the app itself looks pretty old and weird. The icon is a retro TV, pretty much like the retro app that it is. And the app is actually so old that if we open it up and we load something, it'll say that YouTube is not available. It's so old that it's no longer working. You can't load anything on there. So it's kind of strange that it no longer works, but we're going to go through, show you what it was supposed to look like, and then also some of the options that you had. This exact iPad right here was the one that I started this YouTube channel on. I signed up for the account on this iPad. I watch all of our videos on this iPad. I upload all of our videos on this iPad in this app. For the first year or so, all of our videos were uploaded in this old YouTube app, shot on this iPad with the camera right there. So it's kind of nostalgic to go back through and look at all this stuff and see what I used every single day. I never had a computer. I never used the website. I use this YouTube app. So on the homepage, we've got featured. These are just popular videos, I guess. It's very similar to top rated, which we'll take a look at in a second. Also most viewed. It's just featured what's up and coming and popular right now, kind of like the homepage on the YouTube website, their app. We've also got top rated, and we can sort these between today, this week, and all. So it's just the highest likes, the most likes and view count is what they got going there. And I mainly saw that it never changed. It was always the same videos every single time. Interesting. Most viewed, again, we can sort this by today, this week, and all. And these are just the videos that have the most views. Again, it really didn't change much because a lot of the videos got up there and never really left. If you logged into the YouTube app on your own account, you could see your favorites. Favorites was a thing back in the day. I know it's really not used much, but favorites is where everybody put their videos that they liked. It's like you had a whole playlist of all the greatest videos you've ever watched. I kind of use it every now and then. I still use my favorites folder, my playlist, but that was a much bigger thing back then. Now, not so much. It's all into the likes, but it was kind of cool what you could do. And interesting that the favorites was such a big part of the app. If we were signed in, we have subscriptions. It was laid out much differently than it is now. It was just kind of all videos thrown in there, not sorted by channels as much. And channels wasn't a big focus on this. It was mainly searching and finding content that you like, not necessarily following people. But if we logged in, we could see that we have our people and then the videos. My videos, again, if we log in, we can upload our own videos there and we can see them. So you can just upload your own videos. You can pick the definition, which is always so funny. You could pick SD or HD. HD was 720p, SD was 480p, and you pick that right in here. The tagging system was very different than it is now. It doesn't automatically make the tag bubbles. You just have to put commas in there. I know you had to use commas, still kind of do, but you don't really have to. You couldn't pick a thumbnail. No thumbnails you could do. You had to go to the website to do that. So a lot of the things were very limited on this app. You can do a lot more in the YouTube app now than you could have before. And then finally, we've got history. Again, that used to be a more popular thing, I guess. You could look at all the videos you've watched previously. On the iPhone, you did have featured, top rated, most viewed, and then favorites, subscriptions, my views, and history were all put into the more tab. But one thing that's interesting is that you can now search every single page you go to. So every page that you open will have a search bar, so you can search. You couldn't filter your search. You couldn't sort by channels or anything. You could search channels. You could search the name of a channel. You couldn't actually search through the channel. You can't even do that now for some reason, only on the website. But search was kind of okay. There was no annotations. There was no cards. And none of that was supported. None of that worked. And you couldn't do a lot of the stuff that you can do now. Comments was a little strange. And then suggestions were always on the right side. But there was no autoplay, none of that stuff. You guys are spoiled now with the app that Google made. So there you go, a look at the original YouTube app that Apple made that came pre-installed on iOS 5 and earlier. Like I said, my whole entire YouTube career was started on this iPad in that app. It was a really great place that I loved, and I really use the app all the time, but now it looks pretty outdated and kind of old. But there you go, that's all for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with Apple Tech 120, and I will see you in the next one.